Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and I want to know, why is your penis on a dead girl's phone? Child, my name is Jaden Keating, and welcome to Criminal 101, what I like to call How to Get Away with Murder. Dun-dun-dun.
And the girls ate that up.
And did.
In this example, I'm
Man,
not the girls. I'm not the girls.
I
I'm not the
am the
girls.
girl's mama. When I saw that, I gagged. It had me watch the whole show.
When it first came out, or like you're rewatching it,
When I first watched
2018. First, as in you've watched it again.
it. We'll get into that.
Okay, my name is Amira, and right now I am suffering the effects of playing myself. Jaden doesn't know we've been
Mm.
talking for a good minute before we started, but I am quietly suffering because I was trying to be cute, making my grilled cheese, and just doing too much. Just doing
Mm.
too much with the cheese, doing a little spread on the bread, just trying to be inventive for
The
a
girls
thing
are
that
trying to be artisanal, but they are
no,
not
literally.
artisans.
Hello, trying to rewrite history, trying to recreate the wheel, trying to do something bigger and better. Like, baby, just put the cheese on the bread and put the bread in the pan. But I wanted to do three different types of cheeses. The my head, like I feel like like my head, there's pressure pushing out from inside my head to the outside. It's just too much. I don't know if it's related to the grilled cheese, but I'm good. I have no choice but to believe that it is because I currently don't have health insurance and I cannot get to the doctor.
Okay.
Jaden, where are we? Because we're not at the doctor.
No, I'm in the boardroom, but we are on a show that we like to call How to Get Away with Murder. I'm sorry. Ciao. Anyway, with Jaden Keating and Amira. That's it.
The comma after my name is crazy. My
That's
question is
it.
this.
Like,
Are you a Shondaland girly or just this one? Like, did you do Scandal? Did you do Grays?
so
You could say it's okay.
in not like the Disney adult way, I am like not necessarily by choice. Like I didn't actively choose to be a part of Shondaland, but I am. I season here every year. Like I'm always here apparently, and I enjoy my time. You know, it's something I do with the family because I've seen Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder all like separately. Like not like I want to go watch this because it's Shonda Rhimes. It's I wanted to watch Scandal and did. Then it was everyone's watching Grey's Anatomy. Everyone I know has seen Grey's Anatomy. I want to watch, so I binged it. And then now it's like I already started How to Get Away with Murder back when it first came on, but then I fell off, and then I went back to it, and then I finished it.
So, short answer, yes. Girl, it's
Like,
okay. We not judging your journey, baby. You a Shondaland girly.
see, but I had to make the distinction. I did not get on this ride willy nilly. It was
But
I
you're
came
here.
this time. Yes.
Baby, the view counts the same to the network. That's all you need to know.
Well, I can't allow that one.
I love to support a black queen. I just haven't
Supported one. I
haven't.
get it.
And never. Specifically Miss Girl, she gets a little kill happy for me.
She does.
I was watching a Shonda joint. I did not know it was a Shonda joint. And then I watched to the end of the credits and then I was like, Shonda. Oh no.
What show was
Baby, the
that? I know
next
what you're talking about.
episode a character died. It was Station 19 or
Oh,
Station
girl,
something.
you should have. Oh, but you didn't watch Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, girl, as soon as you watch
No.
Station 19, they in the same
It's
place.
so
They going to
obvious.
Gray Sloan.
Yeah, literally. That's how So after I found out it was Shondaland, then what is the doctor's name? Dr. Bailey? Did I make that up? The black
Dr. Bailey
one?
didn't die.
No, she didn't die, but that's her name,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
She is married to one of the firefighters on the other show.
Yes, she is.
So when she popped up, I said, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna die!" Like Shonda just be killing folk,
Yeah.
and I have to move on. We will get back into it. Let's get into the moment of the week. This is where Jane and I catch you up on things that happened. Oh, also, we didn't record last week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. This show, it's, fun for the family, fun for, I don't think it's fun for coworkers, but it's fun
No.
for friends. It's fun for friends. Let's get into the moment of the week. Blah, blah, blah. Jade and I's moments of the week that made us say, ciao. Anyway,
Child.
I'm going to start, Jaden. Just to get
Please.
the ball rolling. Okay. So my moment comes I have, a couple a bunch, but I'll stick to one that's a truly a brief moment. I'm leaving work and outside the school, different administrators or whatever, higher people are like
Sorry,
posted. It's not even funny. People
I'm
are
already
doing
guessing what happened. Sorry.
posted up outside, like throughout the street and at the train to make sure students ain't involving themselves in a riff-raffery. So, but me, I'm walking right out the door and walking home, walking past all these posts, and I'm like, it's not to do with me. It's 3:10. Goodbye. So I have been noticing this here and there, but I'm like, maybe I'm not hearing it right. I walk past this man, this teacher. Have a good night. Have a good night, Missy. 2 days before that, and then since then, I've heard another vice principal or assistant principal, whatever they're calling themselves, "Miss C, really quick, did you get the rosters?" Who is Miss C? There's not even a single C in all 3 of my names, in first, middle, or last. There are no
None.
C's in my name. AMIR,
Nope.
right? No C, baby. It's but for me, even where it's the confidence.
Oh, it's
Who
the
is
absolute
Miss
confidence.
C?
It's the what's her name? Miss
That's Miss
C.
Who is Miss C? And this is my problem with CDGET Lee. Baby, I didn't
Mm.
hear it. I didn't hear it.
It's
C
but
as
that's not even
in
close.
Lee as in then I remembered. I said, oh wait, I know you lying. Miss C was pregnant and she left before Thanksgiving. You think I'm Miss C? You think I'm the same Miss C that was pregnant? But if anybody knows anything about me, I'm not that girl. Have a good night, and kept walking.
That sounds about
Like,
right. That absolutely
all
sounds
right.
about right.
Have a good night. Do you have the
You'll
rosters,
you'll go with
Misty?
it.
Yes, I do.
You'll go with it forever.
A teacher called me Amira the whole semester. I did not care. I'm like, listen,
Girl, bye.
have a good night. Miss
Okay.
C loves you, baby. Have a good night. Like, I did not care. It
I
was a
don't
true
care.
child anyway. I stopped for a sec. Child anyway. Good night. What?
Good night, Amira.
No,
Have a good break.
see you. No, literally. And I'll be back after the break. I don't care. I don't care. So that's the moment of the week. It's brief, it's
I
fun,
love
it's
that.
light. What is your moment of the week? It looks like it's gonna be less brief, less fun.
It's going to be just as brief, only for my sanity.
Okay.
Um, so as we all know, the weather it's gonna be brief. So everybody have a seat.
Literally. Big deep breath in. So
So as we all know, the weather has been chaotic. And I am not absent from this chaos. The Mr. Weather or Mrs. Weather or non-binary weather, I understand. Um has push snow through my home. And okay, I'm done. Basically, y'all know since it's snowing, the uh the girls be shutting their offices down when it starts snowing. I'm very pro that. Very like I agree. I stand behind you. Let's not go to work. I'm very that. Let's stay home. Let's snuggle up. Like I get along with people who agree with that. My issue, however, is now because we had off on Tuesday and Friday. Because remember, it snowed on Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
I had off on Tuesday.
Mhm.
It snowed on Thursday night into Friday,
Mhm.
and I had off on Friday. Takes me in, so I already had a 3-day weekend here, turned into 4. Worked 2 days, had another 3-day weekend. I'm not mad because remember before we were talking about the holidays, how you don't really get days off. Actually, you get two
No.
and a half days off. This made up for that. So matter of fact, thank you, Weatherman. It's the people, it's the workers or the employees who decide about my employee status. Why am I having to use my sick time to cover days that the office was closed? Now, the
Hmm.
office was closed, having nothing to do with me, right? Keep that in mind. Has all to do with weather that I can't control. Now, I don't know if you're storm
I
or
no.
I'm rainbow cloud. I never could control the weather.
Mm.
So why now am I having to give up time for me to potentially be ill for Mrs. Weather's issue? Like y'all need to be taking that up with AccuView, like AccuWeather.com. Like that has nothing to do with me. And then my coworker was like, and is my cool coworker. We was texting, and she has said they're so generous for this. I said generous? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Trust and believe. If the state was not closed, we would be trekking through this snowstorm to get to work. Because I work for like a nonprofit, um, and they like follow the state because they're like a federally qualified thing.
Right.
Um, they have to follow what the state or feds are doing. So because the state offices were closed, we closed. If we had nothing to do with the state or feds, we'd be open.
Was your coworker trying to be funny when she said they're so generous?
No.
How
Well, I don't
okay.
know. I'll say I don't know because she could have been, and I'm like, girl, but I doubt it. But she could have been, for all I care. My thing is, let's see how capitalism tricks us. We get lost in semantics of relationship. No, we need to focus on the hierarchy at play
Yes.
because also it wasn't offered to everyone to work from home. It wasn't shared. You can, if you have whatever, you can work from home, so and so, whatever. It was the offices are closed. Don't clock in, essentially. Corporate, however, is working from home.
They're not, but okay.
So corporate can work from home, but everyone else has to give up their sick time or personal time or vacation
I'm
time.
still not getting the rationale with that. Like, the office is
There isn't
literally
one.
closed. What did the email say, Jane?
Nothing
Because
I
that
can do
doesn't
about
even
that.
make sense.
It said for those of you, well, Tuesday I think is different from Friday, and I'll
Okay.
adjust that. Tuesday, my office was closed, though
Hmm.
they still should pay. Matter of fact, I'm not switching that. Y'all can have the context of we have like 5 locations. Mine and 2 other ones were closed. There were other 2 that still people showed up to work. that has nothing to do with me. See,
Exactly.
see, and I was going to change it because, like, no, people did work. Like, I can understand using my time, but it's like, whoa,
That's not your business.
y'all chose to shut it down. Y'all did a 2 hour delay at first, then y'all closed it. Baby, you lost me within the 2 hours. Like, you lost me. I'm sorry. We're done.
No, for real. For
And y'all owe me
real.
money for it. And what was funny was the night before, my mom had got text that they were having a 2 hour delay at her job. And I was like, I ain't hear nothing from mine. Did I flinch? Did I stay up all night watching TV? Absolutely, because guess where I wasn't
Oh,
going? Into that building. I knew it was gonna be
well,
closed. I knew it. I said I'm not going into that building because we're going to be closed. There's no discussion. It's
I
quiet,
love your
ain't nobody talk.
confidence.
And so
Well,
then when I woke up the next day and they said 2 hour delay, I said almost. Then it called back. The offices will be closed. I said, there you go, baby. Then come and when I told my coworkers, I was like, they own these properties. They have to pay someone to come and plow. Like
yeah,
the other ones are attached to like shopping centers or like
right.
plazas. Like it's a part of a plaza. So the plaza is going to get someone to come plow. Here, they have to pay for someone to plow themselves. We ain't getting that today. We'll be in it
Definitely
tomorrow.
not.
Okay. And then come Friday, we was we had I think yeah, the morning I found out. But Friday I was also Thursday night up watching How to Get Away with Murder. Click. Next episode, yup, start, click. Next episode, yup, start. I'm not going. And then hi, just so you know, thank you. Boop.
You staying up to watch How to Get Away with Murder because you knew the office would be closed is so teenager coded of you.
That's literally what it felt
Like,
like too.
you're like, Mommy, you don't have work? I guess I don't have school. Like,
Child, she
girl.
didn't have to say nothing. I saw that snow coming down and it was sticking. I
And
said,
New Jersey only, though, baby, because I had work on Tuesday. I was there
mm,
and I knew that we would be. New Jersey is built different. And I love y'all for that.
okay.
Y'all are not playing. Was that
They not playing with the girls.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
They open
They
their
don't care
blinds
nowhere
and they
else.
be like, I'm going home.
Uh-uh. No, thank you. Once again, still not fully clear on how they were able to. Like, if you don't use your sick time, then what? That you just don't get paid for the
You
day? Like, I just don't.
yes.
Somebody lied to her.
Several times.
It makes no sense. Matter of fact, get after this, get them on the phone. Get them on the phone. Jaden, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm hoping that you have a let me really be in the microphone while I'm talking. I'm hoping that you have lots of sick time. You don't give me a call out for no reason type of well, you do give me that energy, but you also give me the energy of wanting that money. Um Speaking of money, today I was at work and to the naked eye, to the naked ear, you'd say this conversation is inappropriate. This is nothing to be excited about. But I was filled with glee at this. I heard a couple of students discussing in so much passion conspiracies
Hmm.
of yesteryear. I'm like,
Oh,
my ears perked up. I put my book down. That's how you know. I said, I know I did not just hear because she's not in no gang. It's that Illuminati. The Illuminati hand signal. I said, okay, yeah, let me pretend like I'm reading, but I'm fully clocked in. Baby, clap it up. The recipes have not been lost. I know we talk about it, but the kids are okay. They're
girl.
still sharing of the goodness of Beyonce being in the Illuminati and all the theories.
Yes.
And when I tell you that they made no sense, Jaden, I'm like, did they make sense when I was believing it?
Nope.
Because it did not make sense, Jaden.
And I think that's the perfect like comparison, like way to look at it, to further look at it. Like
Hmm.
we talk about things from the place that people who talked about us talked about it. Like our
Hmm.
older generations were talking about us into conspiracy theories or whatever, or disclosing the truth about things the same way we look at them like, are y'all okay? But it's like that's who we were too. And it's like, are we actually sure? I understand that the what's it called maybe changed because COVID and then the lack of funding towards education and everything with that. Um, like I mean, I'm sure there's a decline because there was a decline with us though. That's my thing.
Hmm.
That's it. There's been a decline. It's just now we're on the other side of like this experience, and now we're looking back at them, and then we're like, y'all are dumb. But it's like they said that about us.
They did. And, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they engaged, actually, because for at least in my life, okay, those peanuts must be good that you're crunching on over there. I would love one.
Cashews.
Well, I know they're good. Cashews are always
Okay.
good. Um, the people above us, my mom's age and those folks, very gullible. Very gullible. They're falling for every scam. They're believing everything. So maybe the grandmother who was the baby was saying like, "Ooh, those kids are dumb.
But
Those babies are
that's, I
dumb."
think, introducing technology. But if you talk about things
Yes.
outside of technology with them,
Oh, idiots, idiots. We were idiots. But
how we do things, you're an idiot. Like, what are you talking about?
and the thing that's like so annoying is like, girl, she's already addressed it. She said y'all haters corny. Meaning she's not what the haters are saying. She's not in the Illuminati. Boom. If you haven't spent summers or at least long chunks of time digging in, doing your deep research on YouTube about Beyonce being in the Illuminati, listening to songs played backwards to hear the demonic
Play backwards,
messages,
slow down, watching
what
her
are you
Super Bowl
doing?
performance when her
Yes.
face changes or whatever, watching a bunch of
Oh,
people talk about the different performances and like, oh my god, this is her Sasha Fierce. Like, there's so much out there that I'm so happy that they're absorbing that content because
yeah.
those are buffers in like in the
Mhm.
world. Like, those are the things that a comedian can go on stage and say and everyone starts laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's an
everyone gets those.
understood,
Mhm.
it's our manifesto.
Yeah. No,
You know what I'm saying? It's
seriously.
something we all
Yeah.
know, a primer. It's the perfect primer for everyone.
It is. Everyone can relate. Y'all a part of that lady beehive? And it was just so nutty because the girl
That
that
one
was
is
listening to her,
hilarious.
no, that one is really good, and I loved saying it all the time. I love to say it during the concert, like just looking over at my sister, being like, "Y'all are part of that lady beehive," getting my full life. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. You know what? If Beyonce turns out to be an Illuminati, then okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. But I'm going to choose to believe that she's not. But for what it's worth, like you said, a lot of research, a lot of videos have been made documenting this. And it'd be a shame if they just didn't get watched.
You know, these people still need their money coming in.
Their views. And I'm glad somebody's giving it to them. Anyway, now it's time for the catch. This is where we're going to catch you up on all of the, some of the, a couple of the things happening somewhere. And from
Because
what I remember, most of this happens in like Florida. And you'll know why because all of the things are nutty. First thing that's not so nutty is follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Child Anyway Pod, TikTok at Child Anyway the Podcast. Amazing. Here's the first one. No jokes intended. A man is attempting to sue Dunkin' Donuts for an exploded toilet. The toilet blew up, combust in some way at the Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, go ahead and click on that link, baby. Spreading just like debris and censored word dookie here all over all over him. And he's suing for $100,000. Jaden, part of me
Fair
wants to say
enough.
he's being extra, but at the same time, he said he has been in therapy working through the trauma of this since like you're in there so you can see a 2019, 2020, 21, something like this. It's been more than a couple of
2022.
years. And let me tell you something, Jaden. If a Dunkin' Donuts toilet exploded on me, I would never get over it. I'm covered
Ever.
in dookie. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did
First
not
of
mean
all,
to say that.
you're not even just covered in censored
Beep.
dookie. This is a Dunkin'.
I'm saying.
Do you know what coffee does to people? You have no idea when the last time this toilet has been serviced. You don't know what the state of the toilet was like before it exploded on you. Like the pipes could have been backed up for a decade.
But Jaden, here's the fun part. They did know. They already the workers and the people, they already knew of issues with this toilet. They were already having issues with this toilet. So it's like, how hard is it to
Mm.
write out of service on a napkin?
Okay, because I was going to say like he could have really went in there. First of all, this is Florida. He could have really went in there and did it himself. No shade, but for it to already be having issues, girl, pay that man.
And we
Pay
know for a
that
fact
man.
Duncan can afford it. I'm not even gonna spill their tea.
First of
LOL.
all, I'm owning
They can
that
afford
that
it.
building.
Hello, a couple of chains. Like, I can't even imagine. First of all, not to victim blame, but I'll just say it for me. I pray my censored dookie is never so bad at the Dunkin' Donuts line that I gotta go use the bathroom at the Dunkin'. It's not gonna happen. And I'm not even an anti-public bathroom girly. I believe in a public restroom. I'll use it. I don't care. But Dunkin',
Same.
stop it. It's a travel stop. And the coffee, you know what the coffee does.
Yes.
That liquid
Along
sugar,
with the food.
the that square sausage patty, Jada, you know about it, please.
I do. I sadly do. It's something with that meat. And I remember having a Wawa sandwich in the morning instead of a Dunkin' sandwich. I did
Mhm.
not feel the same way.
No,
But honestly, I'm not about to stand up and fight for Wawa's food now. I'm not.
you already have, so it will make sense that you're not going to do it again. Um, wh- oh, okay. Yeah, no, Dunkin's food. No, I'm not about to sit here and lie to the people. It's good.
It is good. It's very
It's
delicious.
delicious
But is it good for you?
for you. No,
Mm,
no, but it's good for him because he's about to get hopefully $100,000. Like I said, Duncan can afford it. They're funding all kinds of foolishness. They could at least fund for this man to get some therapy and some stuff like that. That's real trauma. Now we're moving states. That was Florida. This is Pennsylvania.
mhm.
And look at the time. We're making good time. I don't want to jinx it, but we're moving right
Too late.
through. Um, a woman in, I won't say what city, Pennsylvania, was out here shoplifting, and she
Man,
somehow left her baby inside of the Walmart. And now they're looking for her. I know TVs are heavy, but if that's the case, leave the baby in the car. You already committed one crime, just make it two. You know what I'm saying? And
leave
it
the baby
sucks
at
because
home.
she, well, number,
Just
well,
bring. bring the what's it called, the car seat or the stroller, because what you do is you just put it in there and make it seem like the baby's in there.
Which leads me to my next point about shoplifting culture. I actually don't want to stay here too long because I don't want to spill some of the girls' teas on how they do it, the tricks
Oh,
of
I've
the
seen
trade.
the girls do it.
I'm sorry, some of the tricks and tips are
No,
good.
some of the girls was reckless, and they I don't think at this point they can do what they were doing then. I think that was right around when the self checkout kind of first rolled out, and now all I'm talking about people we know.
No, I'm not saying. No, seriously.
Yeah, some of the things I've seen the girls do, I'm like, I'm happy this is in my memory and not like something I'm witnessing in real time because the girls are going down if they try to do what they
Wait,
did.
Jaden, the girls were feeding the floor, okay?
The girls were eating off a pack of scrunchies. What do you
What y'all need?
mean?
I'm going to Walmart. Oh, oh, you going through all the sections. You know where all the cameras aren't.
Girl,
Girl, they got them with that secret shopper though. That secret security in the hat. Yeah,
taking them.
yeah, that one. That was a good choice for them.
They're
But
losers anyway.
big losers. If I got a job as like a secret, I'm watching for you to shoplift, I'm not tapping you on the shoulder. Come with me, ma'am. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna literally turn a blind eye. Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
dropped
type you on
this,
the shoulder.
ma'am. The tag is sticking out. Tag is sticking out. Go, go, go.
That's what I mean. I'm gonna type you on the shoulder and be like, girl, you're not doing well at this. I need you to tighten up because
Yeah. You're not low.
they're watching me watch you. So I need you to really reconsider how you're going about this because you kind of suck at this. And I'm going to turn around and walk away, put the middle finger up at me, and then grab something else.
Girl, if you really want help, the camera in aisle H27 is down. That's me.
Girl,
Girl, you trying to feed your kids? I don't care. But the problem is when you leave the children that are hungry inside the store. It's embarrassing. Like you said, Jaden, tighten up. For real.
tighten up. That's
How
what I think
many
about
videos?
shoplifting culture. Tighten up. Like y'all can't. Y'all suck at being thieves. Y'all suck at being scammers. Y'all
Oh my
suck.
god,
Y'all
they
suck.
suck at being scammers. Now that one, terrible.
We have to be smarter. Though I got scammed a little while ago, but
So,
that's neither
so
here nor there. He was smart though. Like what he did was smart. I'll become his friend,
are you
and then
talking
I'll
about the
scam him.
ticket thing? Because that was a little bit
Yeah,
nutty for you not to get the confirmation before you left the house, but that's okay. I'm
girl,
sorry.
I was praying, and like I said, he played the long game.
He
So
did.
it was. That's what I'm saying. Like he was smart because he played the very long game.
He locked into you for sure.
He
I forgot about
invested
that. He
into.
probably was
I,
whispering promises.
mm-hmm, a whole bunch, and
Mm, well,
uh,
um,
yeah,
the
shoplifting culture.
Steelers.
The girls just aren't smart. Like
No.
you're just gonna grab it and walk out like we don't see you.
Here's the only tip slash trick I will offer. Get you an innocent looking white girlfriend
Mm,
and just have her get it for you.
clock it.
They're not, she doesn't have a receipt or a bag, and it's okay. They don't care.
No, this is
Marianne
very
didn't
true,
get a bag. She doesn't have a bag. She bought this, but
especially
she
if you're
doesn't
in
have
New
the
Jersey
receipt.
because Jersey, you got to bring your own.
Exactly. Exactly. So, well, no, I'm not saying get reckless with like TVs, and I think that's where the girls get crazy. Back in the day, like you said, back in the day when these things were newer and it was hard for the sensors to not go off for TVs or CDs and stuff like that, it was easier to steal. Like I remember back when I wasn't even stealing, I was a baby. I was just a child. And the sensors would go off and like, oh, do you have a CD in there? Like at Best Buy or something. Oh yeah, it goes off for CDs sometimes. The TVs, same thing. Baby, them TVs. I don't think you can steal a TV like you used to anymore. I don't think you can
No,
walk in and out of the Best Buy anymore.
girl, boop, and it's
Baby,
lip gloss. Let's go. 50-inch. Walking to the car, trying to hurry up.
no, seriously. The bell
Hurry up and get across the
pepper,
thing.
please. Oh my gosh, Jaden, side note, have you well, it's not even a side note. Have you seen the videos, I'm sure you have, of the girlies that are doing like big group stealings where they'll have like just clothes, random clothes off the rack. Somebody's driving the van, and the one where they like left the girl in the parking lot with a pile of clothes.
Yes,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was trifling of her friends, but that was a very, very funny video.
hilarious. I
I'm
feel
so
like,
sorry.
what person would you be in the car? You be the person left.
Oh no, honey. I'm not gonna spill my tea, but I'm slicker than that. I'm the
You
first
can't be
person
the
in the
driver.
car. Well, hello. I'm not gonna be the driver because you know, personal reasons.
You
Personal
know, I'd
reasons.
be the one left outside because I'm short, and it would take me
Girl, these
like,
long legs, I'm running.
I was about to say, the effort to get to the car would already be like, girl, and then you left the door in the back locked or like it's messed up. No, like I lose it. And the first time I saw y'all, I'm cussing, like I'm airing y'all out. Like it'd be
Honey, you ain't gonna
over.
see me from where? In the courtroom testifying against you? You ain't gonna see me again, baby. And that I'm so sorry to throw you under the bus, but that's what gets on my nerves about it. Like you just went into the Nike store and just grabbed everything off the rack.
Do they have your size?
Hello, it's. I mean, clearly you're just giving booster, but like, get you a
What was
little
I
something.
reading? What was I reading or watching? I think I was reading something, and it was like, they'll go rob you to put it on. Like it's not even you'll get robbed to, you know, get sold to make the money. It's to wear the item and to make it seem like they can afford this thing that they actually stole. And it's like it's problematic in nature, I guess, or in like system like version of it. But it's like let's talk about why they had to steal. Like let's mm, like
It only
we're not
took
gonna talk about it
you
right
this long.
now.
No,
We're not gonna
I
talk about it
knew
right now,
that
but
you
it's
were
like
gonna do this.
we have like stealing is a product of poverty.
For
Why would someone
sure.
steal for something they can pay for? They don't need to.
The
Well,
well, I was gonna say because I just thought about Nene Leakes' son. Remember that? Yeah, I'm so sorry I
yeah,
had to throw him out there like that.
you
But
did, and also wealthy people literally steal land.
yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Like
Oh, he's
countries
going
literally
big scheme.
steal all the time, steal people. Like
We got it
we
honest.
can't really
If
say
you
that,
steal a couple of fruit, what's that?
but it through their theft it creates poverty.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Poverty is it's connected to thievery every time, no matter if it's coming from someone with authority and power. It's to create poverty. Like it's the three, where it's like
Mhm.
if you have these two ones here, if you have these
Yeah.
two
You
ones here,
cannot have all
very
three.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's really sad. I hope that her I hope she gets her baby back. I might know her.
give
I'm
me
looking
two.
into that story. I hope I was gonna say something, but that doesn't matter. I was gonna say I hope whatever she sold was worth it, but it wasn't. Not for her
Never,
baby. Come on now.
no homework. Did you hear about before you go into the next thing? Did you hear about Natalie Nunn and Gypsy Rose?
No. How? Wow. I'm trying to think. Like, how is there an overlap there?
Because there shouldn't be one. Basically, a Natalie Nunn account reached out to a Gypsy Rose account. And I'm using words specifically, so stay with me. Um, reaches out and says, "Hey, we would love to have you run do the reunion for baddies."
Okay.
And the Gypsy Rose account is like, well, no. Like I have no idea what this show is. Da, da, da. And Natalie Nunn account responds back and is basically like, bitch, fuck you, who you think you are? Da, da, da. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Child, the real Gypsy Rose reaches out to the real Natalie Nunn and says, "Hey, I don't know if you saw this, but this is not me, and I never said this. Please have a great life." And the real Natalie Nunn was like, "Yeah, that was not me either. Thank you so much, girl. Love you. Bye." Natalie then, Natalie can't leave anything alone. She
No.
then is making videos. She was like, "What's her name? Gypsy Rose. I just found out who she was about 3 hours ago when she DM'd me." Natalie that, but she's so funny. Like that video is so funny to me. She was like, "But she a real killer, so I may have to invite her on the next season of Baddies." Like
I
I don't know.
mean,
She's so
could you imagine though?
girl.
I might get a Zeus account for that.
I hate that they're doing this to her.
To
Can she
Gypsy
come out
Rose,
of jail
right?
and like have peace?
No, Jaden. Are you kidding me?
Oh
Have you ever
yeah,
heard of such a thing? Please, don't be
no.
ridiculous. Please. Please. Okay, speaking of ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. A woman aged 104 goes skydiving because she wants to break the Guinness World Record for oldest person to skydive. Wonderful. Before they can confirm whether or not she was to the day/minute the oldest person, Shawty kicks the bucket and takes her
Mm.
final dive to the pearly gates. My question for you, Jaden, is what is the point? Like, the Guinness World
She's
Records
youngest
are
to die
so
or the freshest.
the quickest
Just
turnaround from skydive to death post skydive. Yeah, they're
well,
just so random and so specific. It'll be like the most toothpicks a person could put in their mouth, the most grapes you can hold between your finger. Like it's just so nutty, and it's like, and once you have this plaque, okay, can you what can you do with that? And it's not even like the days of old where you can be in the record book and be like semi-famous for it. Like, wait, that guy is the tallest person in
like
America.
when's the last time you bought a Guinness Book of World Records? Like, let's be for real.
Never, never. But let me tell
The
you, back in the
Scholastic Book
day,
Fair.
my copy, I think it was like the 2006 one. It was like silver. I used to love looking through it. But now, like you said, I'm not looking through this because it's mess. It's made up.
It is.
Most
It's
times somebody can be
absolute
hit
mess.
in the eye. Like it's so nut. What is really, grandma? I mean, like I'm really no, I'm not. But I can feign sympathy for this because this is what she wanted. But girl, and then what?
And I think if anything, this is the most like understood one. Like the oldest person to do, but no, to skydive. I'm thinking like the oldest person in the world. Like, no, girl, you just skydiving, girl. Good night.
And it's
Literally,
not even like, I mean, the ultimate good night. It's not even like the thing where it just naturally happens, like the youngest person to win a Grammy. When you purposefully do it to do it, it's annoying. Like
it
now
is.
everybody's trying to capture their baby out the womb so they can beat Blue Ivy. Like it's too much. Now Miss Girl is eating her fruits and vegetables so she can make it to 105 and go skydiving. For what? But it brings me to my question, Jaden. If you were, it doesn't matter if it's really possible or not, but if you could break a record, like, and have that be your legacy, so to speak, what would you want your record to be?
Um, most listeners on my podcast. It's like, uh,
Okay.
honestly, it'd be for something dumb like most hours talked in a day. Like it'd be something just actually kind of
24. I
mean.
mean, Jaden.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Okay, you answer because I know you've been thinking about it. What's yours?
maybe something fun, like
I got
most
mine.
bagels eaten in one sitting, and the sitting is like an hour or something.
Oh,
And then if I can't do that, something that's actually cool to say is like can hold their breath the longest underwater, which is impossible for me because right now I'm pretty sure I can't get past 30 seconds.
yeah, same. It's most likely no most books borrowed from the library.
Truly, 26. Um and they did call me about that. They're gonna need you to return a couple. Yeah.
Yeah,
The spines have not been cracked at all.
no,
Bookmarks still have dust on them. Shout out to her.
that's not funny.
Moment of silence.
there's dust in my home.
Moment of
Oh,
silence. Yes, there's dust in your home and dust on your books. Um, Without context, Jaden, now you just make it sound like your mother keeps a dusty home.
that's her business.
How does she get in it?
You brought her up. I'm gonna leave that there for
Well,
her.
I did. I'm so sorry. Jaden, you want to do a recap of sorts.
Yes. Okay. I just have thoughts about how to get rid of murder, and it's going to be. I'm not going to
Don't
put
lie.
a. I'm not, because I could, but I'm not. What I'm going to say is, How to Get Away with Murder is it's a good show. It's a really good show. And
Mhm.
it progressively gets better. It is a Shonda Rhimes show, so you know what you're getting. Um,
Yeah.
you know what you're gonna get from Shonda. You're going to get a monologue. You're going to get some heated, like quick paced vocal. It's going to happen, and everyone's going to be mad at each other about random things. It's all going to be a new thing of information. Now this person's turning back on this person. There's a bunch of lies. Everyone kind of sucks. But you live for them. Let me tell you something. Annalise Keating is not the problem. And okay, I'll change that. Annalise Keating deserved better from them.
Mhm.
Everyone wanted to blame everything they've ever done on her when she has not murdered one person.
Mhm.
Everyone else on the show murdered someone.
Spoiler. Well,
Girl,
I'm sorry.
not everyone. I'm trying to think. Bonnie killed somebody. We know Frank killed somebody.
Well, dang.
At this point, you don't want to watch. Um, and you still don't know which death is related to who.
Sure don't.
Michaela killed someone. Well, almost, or she thought she did. Then, but I don't see how Connor didn't kill anybody. He did some things that were like, girl, stop playing me. Laurel didn't kill anybody, but Laurel, child.
On
Anyway,
purpose? These people are killing on purpose.
well, sort of, kind of. And the first two, yes, but the other two, like, I mean, the other few, whatever. Wes killed someone, but uh, Violet, what's her character? Annalise Keating did not kill anybody. No one. And when I tell you, they're all like, "This is your fault. This is you did this. You did it," and she's like, "We trying to cover a murder, right? The murders that y'all did, but I did it. Now, how that make sense? Is she deceitful? Sure. Is she have her many issues? Yes. There was a lot of moments, and it's funny watching TV shows that you were around to see but haven't seen in a while, and like you get to flashback into said time. I mean, like you lived while they were on television, so you get to
Mhm.
see the different references that they have to what's going on in the real life of the show. So like there was it took a turn to talking about police brutality, and it's like we know where we are this time. It
Yeah.
like it started talking about things. I'm like, this all sounds like 2016. Then you look at the
Right,
date,
right,
and it's
right.
2016. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, this is a little heavy handed. Season 5, I think season 5, they were swinging. It was 6 seasons in total.
Mm.
Season 4, season 5, you had police death by police. I mean, um, governor being shady, the killing somebody, the baby watching. It was a lot. It was a lot. Abortion rights was at some point. Like
Mm.
it was never ending like issues, pop culture issues, political issues. And I'm just like, oh my God. Shonda,
Shonda be having fun with that
girl,
typewriter.
your name makes it seem like nursery rhymes. Why are
Yeah.
you so heavy handed in this room?
Yeah, Shonda gets crazy. Shonda gets crazy. And my thought about that is I knew that. It's a Shonda show. I knew that it would get heavy-handed, just like season 4 or 5 of Glee, just tackling every issue at once.
See, that's different.
Right.
Yeah, like Glee changed characters. And I think that's what's important. Like, how do we murder? But I don't think at that point Glee changed characters, did they?
Yes, it did. Because well, sometime, but that's my actual question about the show. The premise is that like, she's a professor, right? This is a college course she's teaching how to get away with murder. So this is
Have you
5
watched any of
seasons,
it?
6 seasons. No, ma'am. I've seen clips of her, walking in and out with that purse.
Yeah.
So she's teaching this. I'm sorry, she's taking the same class for 5 seasons, or is it just like
Mm.
she maintains a relationship with the characters from the first season?
She
Or was she
teaches
like
in
the
the
head
first.
of the department?
No, she's a professor in the first. Professor Keating. She walks in. We get the writing on the board, whatever. She picks 5 students to help her, like to basically learn under her.
Nice.
Those 5 students
Nice.
were the ones she picked, and then they also, each year pick her to take courses with for other things, where they are
Hmm.
part of this thing or part of this class or part of this, so they maintain the relationship around her.
This kinda makes me wanna watch it. Like, your
I think you
goal,
should.
I don't think, was to get me to watch it, but n now that I know that, because I thought that it was just I didn't know that they were, like, essentially learning under her. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That is interesting versus, like,
What do you
a
think it was?
college class. I thought that she was a professor and it was, like, a class called How to Get Away with Murder, and that's
Yes.
as far as I got.
Yes. Well, that's
Or, like,
true.
a class anybody can sign up for, though.
No, they're in college. You have to be in law school to sign up for said class. In the process of this, they get cool, whatever. Not they get cool.
Oh, and
She
then
works.
and then she picks
They work
them.
under them, and then they do something that she has to protect.
Oh, okay, never mind, I can't watch it, it's draining already. This black woman has to protect these people because I see a little white girl sitting behind you.
It's wait, which one?
The other side, with the red hair.
No,
She didn't kill nobody?
Wes.
Well, I know him. That's Prince
I think
Naveen
I know.
in the live action.
I think that's Bonnie, Frank, Michaela,
I know
Asher.
Michaela.
Is that Connor?
Okay, it's kinda giving number 1 fan, please, please, please.
Nate. And I also just feel like if anyone should be in jail, it's Nate. And I hope you do watch it. But if you know me, I'm an abolitionist. If anyone belongs in jail from this show, it
That's
is
how you
Nate.
know. How many people did he kill? Now that's ridiculous. If you have to count it
3 or 4 with his hands. Fine. Do not get me wrong. Older man, fine.
please.
Voice all deep, something about it. Murderer. They also murderers. Mm-hmm. Yep, him too. They're done. And she did nothing wrong, and that's where I stand. She all she did her entire time on this show, like it's a reality show. All she did on her entire time on the show is try to protect these people.
That
She's a
sounds
mess. She be
exactly like
lying
what
to
she
them.
would
She be
do.
going in on. She's also a liar. She's very deceitful, but she wins cases. Like I'm sorry, she's
Does
just
she
that
drink?
girl. Yes,
Okay. I was
you
like,
have to
'cause
watch it.
some of
I'm
the
sorry,
clips
you need
I've
to watch it.
seen, she's looking a little
Yeah, she's alcoholic, and we discovered that. You need to watch it.
how 6 seasons? Was it
It
on
is
Hulu,
a
Netflix?
Netflix. It's a slow
Okay.
watch. Not slow watch, but the episodes aren't short.
It's a
But they
commitment.
do. Do they go into each other? Yes.
Well, with the 2-hour delay, of course. Um, now it's that was the catch. Obviously, there are plenty of things happening in the world that aren't as silly as an old lady jumping out of a plane, but that's what I chose to talk about today with Jaden. So that's what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Now it's time
There's
for take it
also,
or
I
leave
think, a
it.
strike currently for Gaza.
A strike
Yeah.
for Gaza. What is
Yes.
the strike? I need more details on that, sweetie.
Look it up. Everyone look it up.
Oh, well, do we have any more keywords or
Strike for Gaza, January 21st to 28th.
it's so hard being me. Okay, sure. That was the catch. We are going to look that up as well. So I'm not going to say it again in the later segment. Look it up. Look into that. Now it's time for take it or leave it. This is where people write in for advice or opinions. And we're a generous bunch here. You can take our advice or you can leave it.
F
Always your choice. Please, Jaden, please. The first one is a little bit, yes, I did read all of these. I couldn't get blindsided anymore. So
Mm.
I read these all. Sorry. The first one, I'll read it and then we'll just like go back and forth. I think there's okay, so we're not gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna read the first one and you're gonna read the second and third. Okay. My sister has an 11-year-old daughter and isn't very lovey or affectionate with her, i.e., she doesn't hug her, tell her she loves her, and pushes my niece away when she wants to sit close to her. My niece recently asked if she could sleep in her bed with her, and my sister quickly dismissed her and said she was too old for that baby stuff. I disagree with her, and I think she's damaging my niece by keeping her at arm's length like this. Maybe I'm extreme, but my niece will find that love she craves from my sister in a man or in the streets, honey. I added the honey. What are your thoughts on age appropriateness of parental affection?
Y'all about to piss me the fuck off. All the fuck off is the man part. What? Why did why did that get brought up? That should not have been part of the conversation.
I
That had nothing to do with what.
love I love when we read the whole thing and people think that there's no way we could pivot from the question.
What when I tell you I'm sitting here ready to like really like get into my this is under I understand like we need to maybe I'm extreme, yes, but my niece will find that love she craves from my sister in a man or in the streets. You're extreme.
I
First of
think
all,
that it is
because
a
they're
dream, but I do
partners,
kind of agree. I do
you have
agree.
but you have no idea if she's gonna be into men or women. So
Okay, yeah.
partner, we give men too much credit. Or in the street.
Well, they do be lurking in the streets, and that's why it's easy to find them, girl.
But
They
what if
be
she
everywhere.
finds that affection in a book? What if she finds that affection in her a pet? Like, who's to say is
You
this
find me a
man?
book. You find me a book that gives out hugs, and I will mail it to Miss Nisi.
Can't wait. Um, Miss C. Anyway,
Oh.
like Miss C and me. That's our book. It's the
Seriously.
huggable version. So baby stuff, no. She can sleep with you. Or just tell her you don't want to sleep with her. But that's my issue. It can't be like a she's too grown for like I think that's a unneeded thing
No,
because affection shouldn't stop at a certain age. Like the
no.
wanting to be baby, the wanting to be treated that way, the way you have treated me for I think it's very weird that as parents or even as older people, we put our own like what's it called?
Cap,
M-
maybe?
Cap, but like timestamps or like
Parameters.
no. More, but like timestamps, but like almost like what are things throughout someone's life?
Milestones.
Milestones. You ate that one thing. Like we put our own milestones on them, on children, to pass at a certain point. Like after 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. After 6 years old, after 6 years old, you can't be affectionate no more. Not to say that's what
Yeah.
this is, but like you can't be sleeping in my bed. But it's like, but until I was 6, I could. So, and you cut me off cold turkey. What is that? What do you think that does to a child, let alone another person? Imagine if every night you slept with someone, and then one night they told you you too old for that, or we not doing that no more. You be thrown off, like, and you be trying to chase the affection that you once had. So I don't understand why, when it comes to children, we now look at it as if they don't have these same situations or these same feelings. They may not be able to explain it or may able to like rationalize all of it, but like a child can want affection until they're dead. Like I don't understand why at 11 years old there's a now a too much. I do understand being a parent. I'm not a parent, but of a dog, I am. Being a parent and having a different feeling about your child than other people may have, like
Mm-hmm.
because you experience your child so much in all their emotions and all the things that come with them. Like when other people say things to you, you automatically throw it off because they don't experience all of your child the way you do. So I can understand
Mm-hmm.
this being something that y'all have gone back and forth about all the time, but I think it is messed up to use that as an excuse. You can have the boundary of not wanting your child to sleep in the bed with you. That's perfectly fine. But how are you going to aid in the transition of that not happening? Because what I know probably happened, or what I think probably happened, I can't say I know and then probably, what I think probably happened, you kicked her out your bed. And it was swift and it was precise and it was clean cut. But feelings don't work like that. Like feelings
No.
ain't sliced ham. Like you're going to have to sleep in her bed with her, or like trying to figure out a way to get her comfortable in her own space, in her own bed, or she'll transition on her own. But to cut her off and then be like, excuse me,
Bless you.
thank you, to cut her off and then like expect her to not still want that same affection that you literally once gave her. I don't. She's still a baby. I'm sorry.
She's still a baby. Even when she's 68, to you, she's still your baby. I think that I agree with you. There is, or there at least shouldn't be some sort of a like age milestone that you reach where it's like, all right, no more hugs from dad. Because she's 11 and she's like, Mom, can I sleep with you? She's not going to want to sleep with you forever. She's not going to want to talk to you forever. She's not going to be around you. Not even like once you turn 16, you never want to talk to your mom again. But we know because we've lived it or we've seen other people live it. There's definitely a chunk of that adolescence where you're just too angsty to be bothered,
Okay,
in which you don't have to worry about pushing away your child because your child's already pushed you away. And now
exactly. And you're
you're
going to be
looking
craving
silly.
for
And like you said,
Shauna, come
like
get in the bed. And it's like, Shauna don't want to.
Shauna is busy, mom, but also children, people, all of it need physical touch and like community and being like closeness. Like how many? I think it's I don't know the science. I'm about to make up a number that sounds real. I think it's like you need like 10 touches from another person every day or something. Not even like in a dramatic way, but just like, high five or like
Right.
a fist bump or like a shoulder tap. You know, that's why the pandemic for some people and being in lockdown was really difficult because they weren't being touched or talked to by anybody else. But to bring it back to this, there is no appropriateness. My mother is still good for whenever I go over, she's like, "Don't you wanna sleep in my bed?" "No, mama, I don't, but thank you. Thank you." Um,
What's
to
interesting,
go back
but
oh, to go back to where Jaden was just blown away, I'll change the language so not to offend our radical brother here. The niece will find that love she craves in a someone else or in the streets. I can sort of say that that feels a little bit true, or at least a
That is true.
possibility, where it's like if your mother is giving you nothing and then Mr. Candyman, now this is me being extreme because I want to meet our reader where they are. Mr. Candyman is like, "Hey little girl, do you want a hug?" I would very much like a hug, actually. Thank you. Oh, do you want to take a nap with me? I've got a bed in the back. I would very much like to take a nap with you. Like I said, I wanted to meet extreme
See,
with extreme. I wanted to meet extreme with extreme there, but we can see
right. And also the reason I struggle with this is because who's to say that wouldn't happen even if she had the affection of her mother?
for
And
sure. But why even not do it?
right, which the reason I was saying something was interesting earlier is in Feminism is for Everyone. Um, it was talking
Come
about
on, reader.
feminism in parenting,
Mm,
and how a lot of it mainly talks about women and how a large part of womanhood is the same indoctrination of misogyny and like
mm.
why can't I think of the word? What's not the misogyny, sexism and
Patriot, patriarchy.
patriarchy. Thank you. I'm like, it's
Two for two,
another,
baby.
it's the P word. In patriarchy, like
Mm,
women are just as indoctrinated into patriarchy as men. So
for sure.
the people say like, and it was interesting because she brought up the point that people say that women can't raise a man, and it's like that's not true because they're going to still instill their level of patriarchy into the boy. Um,
Yeah,
so and women are most likely to show abuse to children. Like when she talks about a moment in time that she witnessed that someone was telling a story about how they discipline their child and how she like pinches their child until they act right, and she said everyone around the table like applauded them for being able to discipline their child, and she said but that's abusive. She was like, because if a man did that to a woman you will instantly recognize that that was abuse, but why when it is a child you don't recognize it that same way? And it's like this is abuse of a child, like the pushing off, the lack of affection, the not saying I love you. These are like emotional, this is emotional abuse
for
essentially.
sure.
And we, through patriarchy, because we see where women are placed, we tend not to say anything, a because how we treat children in society, but also like because we sometimes we don't see women as perpetrators of violence in the same way that men do it towards women. And it's like their caveat is the children. So it's just like you're not extreme for saying that. You're not extreme covers screen. You're not extreme for feeling that something could potentially happen to your daughter, where I mean your niece, where down the line she falls into cycles that remind her of her mother, um and the lack of affection she has there. But I think it's also going to be important for you to call out the abuse that she's experiencing now. Like let's not wait until it's then.
Right.
Let's make sure we address it now. Like I
Yes,
know you're
and
talking about our thoughts, and I think there's no appropriate age to stop parental affection. I don't think you ever should stop parental affection. I think they always need to be receiving that affection from you. Uh, but I think as of now that she's not receiving that affection, you need to not to say you aren't, you need to show her affection and remind her of like what love looks like for her, and then also talk to your sister about the abuse she's putting onto her child, whether she knows it or not.
yeah,
So
that's exactly correct. I was no, no, no. I was literally gonna say that about since you know that she's not doing it, you have to then sort of try to balance it out. Now, of course, the love of 10 people is never gonna amount to the love of your mother. Like
no,
it's not gonna hit the same, but at least she will know that in you she has a safe, soft place to land, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, to your question, no, there are none. Our thoughts that you should take, I'm assuming you want her to take, try to balance that out and show her even, just do even more, give even more affection, even more love. Woo! Okay, Jaden, read us the next one.
Okay. Uh, how to get over friendship breakups? Not a byline, child. Bye. I know elevation requires separation, but that doesn't make it hurt less. Sometimes we miss our friends even when they are raggedy, trifling, or strange. How do you get over that new void where they once were without what? How do you get over that new void where they once were without feeding into feelings of loneliness or blame shifting? Girl, we need to learn how to use commas.
Oh, how do we get over? I wasn't even reading along with you. I was just listening, so I can't speak to that. I'll go first.
Yes,
This is tricky. And
I'm good.
this is the part of the advice that you are going to leave.
Mm,
It's got to be more proactive than reactive, you know? We
mm,
cannot wait until our friend has proven too raggedy to withstand before we're like, it's gonna be a no. Like, I used to be big scissor gal, cutting off the girls at the knees for real.
I
But
remember
then
that
I had
now.
to reel it, you know what I mean? But then I reeled it in. I don't do it as much or when not necessary because I'm, trying to give people more grace, but at the same time, giving myself the truth of like, yeah, still no. Like, no hate, no shade, no bad intentions, but this is just not it. Like, we're just not vibing on all of the cylinders. Raggedy, trifling, and strange, that can be fun sometimes. So that's the part you're gonna leave. Like it's too late, obviously, because you already were locked in for life and there was no switching up, unfortunately. But I think just moving forward, take this. Let's have a little bit more discernment about what's going on. I don't think and I don't really care about like putting time in. It doesn't do anything
No, that
for
doesn't
right now.
matter.
Like, I've known you since I was born. Cool, you're really trifling today. Yeah. So there's that. The next thing is how do I get over that new void where they once were is I think spending more time with yourself and working on healing whatever part of you that may have been affected by their behavior. Let's say they were a friend that used and abused your kindness. Let's work on, maintaining that kindness and not becoming bitter towards specific attributes that your trifling friend showed you that led to the breakup. I fully respect a friend breakup. I think it's very brave. It's very hard and sometimes harder than romantic relationships. So shout out to you for doing it. Sounds like you needed to do it. How does it hurt less? Ooh, I don't think it does. I think just
Mm,
like with being drunk, the only thing is time. That's the only way you can get through it, but also just working it out, surrounding yourself with cheesy to say, but love and also things that aren't raggedy, trifling, or strange.
right.
What are we thinking, Jaden?
Mm. I've had quite a
Hmm.
few friendship breakups. Uh, or even like putting bitches on ice. I was guilty
Okay.
of putting a bitch on ice. I
Now that,
think
yes.
you were absolutely right with being more prepared than reactive. Um, as far as like knowing sooner than later when to leave.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's fun at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes the messiness of it all keeps you around. Like being the person to have a story is sometimes more fun than being the person who gets told all the stories. Though
Mm,
the person who gets told all the stories has all the fun with no scuffs at the end. When you're the person with the story, it's such a gag. It's always a great
mhm,
time. It's always your most like social moments. Like that's when you start telling the girls like what's going on. When it's exhausting, girl, it's on the go. And sometimes we miss our friends even when they are raggedy. Da, da, da. Absolutely, sometimes we miss them because they're raggedy. Uh, how do you get over that new void? I don't think you should necessarily get over as much as like get through, um, because like having them not there with this feeling is better than it's clearly better because it's the choice you've made than
Mhm.
having them there. So at this point, like it's just emotions. Like it's just feelings. It's just emotions. Not to say those things don't contribute to much larger things or they can't actually hold things in the body. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if what we're dealing right now with is just emotions, how many times have you had emotions that you don't feel right now? Like how many times have
Mhm.
you gone through things that how many times have you gotten broken up with, you've lost someone or you lost something and you've gotten to the other side of that through these emotions that
Mhm.
are can very much be familiar to what you're experiencing now. Um even like without feeding into feelings of loneliness, like it's okay to be lonely. It's okay to sit in
Yeah.
that and to understand that loneliness. But it's only through loneliness that you find the love of self. Like only through loneliness will you find being alone a special moment. I think it does need to be intertwined with community, because I don't think simply being alone is like the only thing people like. I don't think introverts necessarily mean like solidarity, not solidarity. What is going on?
Solid
Solitude.
solitude.
Yeah, like I don't think when people
Whew.
say they're introverts or they like to be in the house, they still mean with other people. Like even if the introvert has one friend that they are super close with, like
Mhm.
people still need other people need connection. You need another person. You need another a life form to exist in your space. Same thing like what we were saying before about affection. You'll look for that affection and a raggedy trifling friend. And now that you realized it, a give yourself kudos because you're leaving behind someone who you knew uh, wasn't elevating your quality of life.
Yes, Jaden, really quick before you finish, you got to stop tapping on the desk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like do 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 do
No,
do.
seriously, it's giving drum line. Go
Sorry.
ahead. Sorry. Trifling friend. Continue.
Yes. Um, or blame shifting. I think you can go through. It's weird because I think you can kind of go over what's happened. That's not necessarily what I do. Um, but it's like I understand people sometimes like want to see where things went wrong, but also like if you're sometimes you won't find a thing, or like sometimes you'll just inherently feel like you need to be done with this person. It doesn't have to be a big thing that cut them off, or it doesn't have to be a big blow up or a final straw. It could be the third straw or the first. Like
Hello. It don't
it
take.
doesn't have to be many straws deep for you to have to leave or want to leave or desire to leave. Um, yeah, I think being alone, but also being around others who we've talked about this before. Me personally, I feel when you're around other people, sometimes in your worst, it can help just remind you of life. Like other life sometimes allows us to remember our own. And like
Mhm.
we are still alive, we are still pushing forward, we all still trying to make it. It's like sometimes you just need that other person or these other people to just breathe in the space with you.
Yeah.
And you'll forget
I,
about that person. I be forgetting that these people exist, baby. It do not take long.
it doesn't. Read a book. Um, about the blame shifting, I want to also add to your point that like it is okay to like replay it in your mind to see where things went wrong if it means that at the end of it you can see how you played a part and like be accountable and work towards changing whatever that thing is, not meaning you figure out that, oh, actually I was the trifling friend and then pick up where you left off with this person, because let's say that you are to blame. Clearly being around this person brings out the raggedy trifling in you, so they still are not it. So you can tap into that if you want to work on yourself and be a better person for the
You should
next
do that
group of
regardless.
friends. you know, but like
You should
not to
you should do
say
that
bring her
regardless.
back. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think
Um,
that's also something that we need to start pushing as a society. Learning
mhm,
lessons. Like, and not to say like lessons, learn, you know how people tweet with hundreds, signs, everything else. But I mean like admitting wrongness or like admitting the things you did or the things you let slide because that's how
mhm,
you also
mhm,
know when to leave sooner. Because a
for
lot of
sure.
times you end up sorry, I know I'm tapping in beatboxing. A lot of times you tap and you end up pulling in the same kinds of people. Like sometimes like it's that cycle of a type of friend or a type of partner. Like
Yeah.
you keep the people and it's like how do I keep ending up back here? But it's because you're not learning. Like if you didn't learn to look out for these things when these things show back up, you're not gonna recognize them.
No.
You like I feel like I know I've met you before. And it's like, yeah, it's the same six exes that you just broke up with.
Mhm. Yeah. So basically the advice here, I guess, is learn your lessons once. Or you'll just keep
Mm,
learning them, unfortunately, or keep living them, I should say. How to get over it? Watch TV,
get
spend
through
time
it.
with yourself, mm,
Girl, how
look
do you
at
with
some
murder?
fun movies.
Don't
I knew that you were gonna say
get over
that. I
this.
tried to quickly get through it so you would
I
not have a
know.
chance.
It's
And
okay.
since you wanna talk so bad, go ahead and read the next one.
Oop. Now why am I in it? The, now
Yes.
reading paragraph 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not this.
Well,
I'm a bisexual woman and an aunt and an oh baby.
now
It's
here's the thing.
okay.
No, this could have been me. This could have been me because when I
And
copied and
and that's the
pasted,
baby I'm talking about.
yeah, right. It wasn't me. I was just trying to
Girl,
whatever.
you can it wasn't me all you want. Up and down them tracks, child. I'm a bisexual woman and engaged to a man. He is aware of my orientation and has no issue with my past dating history. I have questions. Hold on. Lately, I've been craving female company and would like to be with one before we get married. Should I tell my fiance about how I'm feeling and ask if he wants a threesome before we're married and or just have some fun to on the DL and not tell him?
This is one of those questions where it's like, girl, and you knew we was not going to choose door number two. Stop.
You don't
Well,
want to choose door. I have a question. The bisexual girls.
mm.
Why do y'all keep getting married?
I literally was having this conversation the other day, but I can't share my thoughts because it will get me canceled. So I'll listen to
Okay,
yours.
we can talk off the air. Why do y'all keep getting married? Y'all are going to want the opposite sex at some point, likely. Some of y'all know how y'all be get by for one person or like that's one thing. But the girls who really be by, girl, y'all are loose. Like even if you're in a relationship for 2 years, it's only gonna be them 2 years, baby. That third year, you're done.
Well,
I don't know. It's just, I don't get it, and maybe the math will come later. But girl, 16 is not the number that's in my calculator. Anyway,
well,
so I tell my fiance how I'm feeling and ask if he wants to. I feel like you didn't really give us options here. You gave us your options and told us pick between the two.
no, seriously. Not a what
You
should
see
you
what I'm
do,
saying?
but what
So I
of
tell my
these two
fiance about
options.
how I'm feeling and ask if he wants to have a threesome before we're married or just have some fun on the DL. Not tell him. Not should I not like you're going to
Not
do
should I
something.
just remember that I love this man so much? That wasn't an option, no.
No.
Mm-mm,
Hmm. Should you
mm-mm.
give him a threesome? Is it his birthday? Did
Well, I was
he?
just gonna say, how did he get in there?
Why is he getting anything?
What does he have to do with it?
So answer to that is no. And if you were going to do a threesome, hopefully it's not with someone that you know.
Let's see. And if it is, and it turns out, right into the show. Let us know how it goes.
Right? Let us know how it went. Um, you should absolutely not just have some fun on the
No,
DL and not tell him.
that's so
Though that's what
messy.
I want you to do. If we were in close quarters and you did this already, I would gag. If you do this, let us know so we can gag. Should you have a threesome? If these are my only two options, the threesome, okay, whatever. Because at least he knows. But that's an ask. You know he's gonna say yes.
Jaden, this question reminds me of like your employer at an interview saying like, okay, so like what's your salary expectations? And you saying 62K, but they had a budget for 85. This is what this is giving me. Should I tell him how I'm feeling and then offer the threesome? How do you know that if you tell him how you're feeling, he might not say, baby, live your best life for the week. Do what you gotta do. Have your fun in the streets. But no, you wanna go for the 62K, baby. Why don't you see what he has a budget for?
Okay,
First,
clock
just
it.
tell him how you feeling. That's it. See what he says. If he's giving absolutely not, you're disgusting, I can't even believe this, I thought you were straight, then maybe we could see what's behind door number two. Just kidding.
Right.
Maybe. Just kidding.
You know what? And I agree with that. I feel like this is the problem with the girls in general. They try to give too much information up front.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
That
Babe,
makes no sense.
I've been craving some attention from women. Really? Like, what do you mean? It's like, I don't know, like, I'm bi, and it's like, I know we're about to get married, and I just wanna like, I just need some love from a girl or something. Like, I don't know. Let him say what he thinks should happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna tell you a lot in general. Like
Seriously.
we're killing birds with stones. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
mm.
Like, not only are you finding out what you're not able to do, you're also finding out what he would want you to do and kind of what he would do.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had the opportunity to get me and whoever, what would he do? Then, if he wanted to say this, what would he do? Because if he's just like, oh, so go find someone to sleep with, that's fine. He's gonna have sex with a woman, or a man. Hey.
Mhm.
Now that we need y'all to write in for.
Actually, truly, honestly.
Because we need that tea on this podcast.
For sure.
Mm,
Or just for fun. We don't even have to read it out loud. We can just keep
no.
it.
Anyway, I don't care what I was saying prior to, but
Oh.
yeah, ask him least details as possible. You can use as many
Mm-hmm.
words as you need. Little detail. Girl, I'm talking about fluff. I'm talking about
Love.
fluff in a jar with a spoon, feeding it, scooping it, and putting it in his mouth. Jamming it into the back of his throat while you talk about jamming your tongue into the back of her throat.
That's writing. That's writing.
But in poetry.
Hello. And this has been no. So yeah, I think you should just tell him with as many words as you can and a little detail as you can what's going on, what you are feeling. Not even what you want, because first just tell him how you're feeling. Because if he's disgusted by your feelings, it don't even matter what you want because he's not going to hear it.
And
So
then you're
just
gonna end
save
up doing number
yourself
two.
time. Just save yourself the time and energy and effort of finding out your man is biphobic or something. That'd be sad and embarrassing. And then, I mean, you ain't married yet, and if you ain't put down a deposit on the venue, it's all good.
And if he
So,
did, who really cares?
who really cares, truly? But don't do that. Don't, because that's cheating. I can't endorse. If you have a question that you want answered, or you want advice, or you just want to be messy and share people's tea, your tea, others' tea, it doesn't matter. Write us in at childanywaypod@gmail.com. That's childanywaypod@gmail.com. And that's take it or leave it. I would say for the most part, the last one was a little rough, but I would say for the most part, all that advice is takeable,
Very takeable.
leaving very little. For this next segment, look into it. This is where specifically I don't have enough
Girl, ain't
information
nobody
on
in
it, but
here.
I'm gonna there is. Just to look into Gaza strike January 18th through the 28th.
21st to the 28th.
21st to the 28th. I'm gonna look into that because Jaden is being so selfish
Yeah.
with his information. I don't
Also, if you are in South Jersey, there is actually
will it have already happened by the time they hear this?
no.
Hmm.
Hold on. It's okay. I'll bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the 29th. So,
Of
yes.
January.
Yeah. It'll be.
It's what is it?
It's, oh, sorry. We're going to Andy Kim and demanding a ceasefire.
Nice. Where y'all meeting up?
JFK in Willingboro.
Nice. Willenboro. Nice.
Yeah, I have to drive like an hour, but I'm going.
As you should. Willenboro. The 29th of January. Wait, the 29th of January?
That's
Oh,
by the
girl.
time this episode will be out, it'll
Yeah.
be the day of.
The girls listen to this podcast in the morning. So what time is this?
Okay. The girls listen to this right when it's happening. Oh, it's three
Hello?
to five, 3 to 5:30.
The girls also work, but
The girls do work.
post about it ahead of, and they'll see it on the social media because they follow us at Chat Pod on
Absolutely.
Instagram and Twitter. Now it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jaden and I are like, we're doing this thing, we're reading this thing, we're watching this thing. Get in on it. You're welcome. Okay, you already did it. Well, tell a friend to tell a friend. Here's the first one. I haven't finished it, but I'm kind of locked in right now, but I haven't finished it. And if either of the black girls goes home, it's already clear that I won't be finishing. Watching The Trust on Netflix. It's a reality game show, classic me,
Yes.
where a bunch of contestants come and they've already won, like, let's say $200,000. And it's like to split amongst all of you. Or if you want, you can vote somebody out right now and increase your money portions. And each week it's kind of like that, where it's like, do you want to vote somebody out? Do you want to vote out two people and get $5,000 for each person that gets voted out? Or do you want to keep everybody here? And it's just like little stuff like that. Like there's no challenges per se, which at first I was like, I don't want to see the girls sweat, but they're sweating for something else. And everybody's got secrets and everybody's got lies. There's two black women on there who I'm rooting for. Obviously, Tolu and Winnie. Shout out. If they don't win the money, I won't even know because the second they go home, I'm out. So that's that. It's on Netflix. Classic. And which I already knew we would see a lot more reality TV shows in the coming months because of the writer's strike. This one, she's pretty good. I'll keep it.
Okay.
But Jaden, be warned, for a couple of beats, you're gonna be annoyed when you see how much it must have cost to make this show when they could have just paid the
Paid the
right.
writers.
Okay. I'm like, gold bars? Y'all could have just paid some writers for that. Anyway, but other than that, it's pretty good. The next one, we're doing a little bit of reading again this week. Read The Mother's Bride, Britt
You
Bennett.
love Brit.
Britt. I do love Britt. Vanishing Half. Jaden loves Britt too. Don't play.
I didn't finish it. I still need to. I'm gonna go back and.
What is this?
I literally read to the half point, and
it vanished. Got it.
Literally, and then it vanished back into 308.9. So
Jada. Well, The Mothers is another Britt Bennett joint. Not to, put two baddies against each other. It's not giving Vanishing Half. Vanishing Half is still that
Okay.
girl,
Okay.
but it's still good. It's like a fun look at relationships between mothers, like the literal mother who's given birth to you, mother and community, and how they interact with you. And also, it's fun. It has like this Greek chorus narration style of like a church
Like
mother, like
the
where it's
muses.
like kind of yes, like that, but like it's like, oh, and we heard about this thing, and me and Sister May was talking about when we
Mm,
saw her doing this, but like we don't know who the narrator is. We just know she's like a church mother, which is I think a lot of fun
that is fun, especially like knowing church mothers.
because they be in your business,
Okay.
so it's appropriate. The next one we have written in from longtime listener Ayana. Ayana says, "Wear your mask, and if you need further explanation on why, you're filthy." Ayana also says, watch all your fave Black people shows on HBO because who knows how long they will stream them since Max has turned racist. And I'll just spill a little bit of my tea. I just so happen to be on Ayana's HBO. My days are numbered on that subscription, baby. She said, you have till February, whatever the heck. I'm canceling it.
Uh,
So that was devastating, obviously, but I get it because Max has turned racist, according to Yana.
I would argue to take out the word turned and just change it for is. Um, they've been racist. They just
Yeah.
we went through 2020 where we
Yeah.
were talking about giving Black people things. So they were never not racist. Uh,
Mm.
because they are canceling the shows that
The best
we supposed to.
shows.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, it's
all I have to
sick.
say, HBO Max hates the blacks. I am working. I will try to have my Substack out by the time this episode premieres, but I have a Substack. If you don't know what Substack is, it's like a writers, authors, journalists. They all use it to like do their own work, their own independent work. And I am none of those things. And all of those things, question mark. Yeah. So I have a Substack. It's Jaden's Mind.substack.com. Go check it out. Hopefully the piece will be up. The piece will be up when this episode is up about HBO
Mhm.
Max hating the blacks. And I just have thoughts and would love for y'all to read them. Y'all know I have thoughts on so many things, but I can't
Everything.
spend an hour and a half, though I would, just talking about the one thing. We have to move on. But yeah, go enjoy. It's the show is called The Well, like the written series. It's called The Well. Very like empty, just thoughts thrown into the well, and hopefully I can hear the splash. My next thing for Thank Me Later, go watch How to Get Away with Murder. Obviously, uh, great show, solid show, solid all the way through. Ending was good. Um, yeah, 5 seasons, no, 6 seasons, and go on an emotional journey, and then we're out of there. Don't ask me why I started watching it again. Because I had never finished it. That's why. I had never finished it. And I was always like, I wanted to go back and finish it. So I started the
Mhm.
entire thing. And when I started the entire thing, I said, yeah, I need to start this whole thing because I have no idea what any of this is. Um, or like I remember some things happening, but I don't remember how they happened or who did what or that whole
Mhm. Or why?
right. So sometimes when it would pan up to the killer, I'm like, oh my god, this I didn't realize it was gonna be. So yeah. And then after season 3, I didn't see any of it. So that was all new. Furthermore, Destin Conrad and Music Soul Child, this song is old, but semi old. Uh Relatively old. To this day, by like I said, Destin Conrad and Music Soul Child. It's like sorry, I can't stop the tapping. I'm done. Ties are behind back. Um Destin Conrad and Music Soul Child have a song called "To This Day," and it's on Apple Music. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify, so don't start jumping on me, child. But it's a great song, and I love it so much. It's such good R&B. Um, Further following that, Destin Conrad, we know him, we love him. We I'll say the last one for myself. Uh,
Uh-oh.
he dropped. Yes, we talked about he has a lot of music, but they're all like 9-song EPs, and some of them are like interludes, whatnot. This is his fourth and final before he works on his album, "Submissive 2" by Destin Conrad. Great, great, loved it. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I played all 4 projects back to back. Great listening experience. You kind of get to see him through his first project into the final, and it's though it's only been what 3 years of each one or 4, it's a beautiful journey, and I'm happy to have like enjoyed the first one, talk to y'all about it, and now be enjoying the fourth. And he's about to work on an album and being a part of that. And look out for Tierra Whack's album, Wide
March something.
Whack Wide World or World Wide Whack,
That combination of words, yeah.
March
15th, maybe?
15th or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then she has a song coming out this week on Friday.
Mhm.
So looking forward to that. Um, yeah, can't wait. I really just we made it through.
We
It's been a
made it
long couple
through.
weeks, y'all. I don't know how we've been going for a week or two.
One. Just one.
One. Ooh, it was much needed too. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful.
Mhm.
Right? Like
No,
even if we
seriously.
were fine. Like I could have recorded, but I was just like, I don't really feel like it.
And that's enough reason for me. Jaden's like, "I don't think that's fine." Yeah, we're dead. We're
Cause you
good.
know me,
We're not
I'll work
recording.
through it. I'll twerk
Yeah.
through the pain. But you know, it is what it is. So
Not
this
this
has
time.
been ciao. Anyway,
You can listen to Cha anyway, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
okay, Miss C. We drop new episodes every week.
Don't like him, but like, share, subscribe, actually rate and review, actually rate and review, actually rate and review. Amen.
Amen.
Subscribe to us. Hold on. Su- Subscribe on YouTube and, hit that bell in the corner so you never miss a episode.
Okay. So make sure you watch The Trust on Netflix. Go read The Mothers on Britt Bennett. I hope I'm in it. Ooh. From from our listener Ayana, make sure you wear your mask because child, they got COVID, RSV, flu, child, these niggas.
Dirty.
It's a lot. It's a lot to be called out here. And also from Ayana, make sure you watch all your favorite black shows because HBO is racist and they're taking all of our shows away. Um, Go subscribe to my Substack, and read my thoughts on going to watch your black shows on racist programming. Um, Go stream "To This Day" by Destin Conrad and Music Soul Child, and then go stream "Submissive 2" along with all of Destin Conrad's work for clear skin. Period.
Bye.